All right, hey guys, this is going to be video one for fractions for this unit. I'm not huge on vocabulary, but if you don't know what some of these words mean, then it's going to be really difficult for you to follow directions and then for problems later on. All right. What happened was I made a video and then I couldn't find it, so I'm going to start this video over, which is why some of the answers are still there. Okay, the numerator is the top number. Here we go. The top number. And then the denominator is the bottom number. Okay, equivalent fractions. So I'm the same person whether I'm 50 pounds heavy or 50 pounds lighter. I'm still equivalent to myself. So if we took 9 and we multiplied by 2, then we would get 18. If we did 16 times 2, we'd get 32. Okay, here's the thing you've got to remember. It has to be even. Okay, I have 2 kids. If I buy one a shirt and I don't buy another one, like a shirt or something equivalent, then I'm going to go in like the bad mom award. So whatever you do to the top, you have to do the bottom, or whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the top. It has to be totally equivalent. If we did 9 times 3, we would get 27. If we did 16 times 3, we get 48. Or maybe even if we did times 10, we get 90 over 160. All right, simplest form. So simplest form, the directions might also say reduce form. You just break it down to its smallest fraction until nothing else can be divided. So 63 divided by 3, excuse me, is 21, and then 78 you have to divide by the same exact number is 26. 15 over 8. If you do 15 divided by 3, you get 5. If you do 18 divided by 3, you get 6. It just turned out, in 1 second, guys. It just turned out that I have a cricket in my living room and I just saw him, that we multiplied both of these guys by 3. Okay, for 9 and 16. 9 divided by 3, we can do that, but 16 doesn't divide by 3, so it's not going to work. So 9 over 16 is reduced. Okay, improper and mixed numbers is really in the next video, but I still want to talk about it. So a mixed number is called a mixed number because there is a whole number, 5, and a fraction, like 1/2. So it's a mixed number because it's got whole and fractions. And then an improper fraction is another way to write a mixed number. Excuse me. It's like 11 o'clock on a Sunday. It's like the only time my kids are sleeping. And I wanted to get this stuff done for you. Okay, so an improper number is where the top number is bigger than the bottom number. In a normal regular fraction, the top number is smaller. All right, so then we have this guy, but mixed numbers and improper is in the next video. Equivalent fractions. All right, so let's think about the fraction 1/2. Okay, for an equivalent fraction, we would just maybe multiply by 2, and we'd get 2, excuse me, and 2 times 2 is 4, so we get 2/4. So 2/4 and 1/2 is an equivalent fraction. Think of like, if you go to a sale, I don't know, at Old Navy, right? They're not going to say, oh, it's 2/4 off everything. They say it's 1/2 everything. So another equivalent fraction to 1/2 is maybe 10 over 20 because we multiplied by 10. And if we wanted to reduce it, we'd divide everything by 10 and we'd get that 1 still. All right, so then I have these two graphical organizers. I like graphical organizers because it pretty much puts everything like on one page or something super organized. And I'm a huge step girl, so I'll try to always give you steps. And then I left you spaces if you want to work out the sample prompts I'm about to do in these graphical organizers. All right, adding fractions. As not politically correct as it is, think of a lot of things in math like the 1950s, okay? You're going to see what I mean in a minute. So things cannot talk in math unless they're similar or alike, okay? And that goes for fractions. So fractions cannot talk to each other unless the bottom, I'm so sorry, unless the bottom is the same. So the bottom stays the exact same, so they're both 8s on that guy. And then you just add the top. So 3 plus 4 is 7. So our answer is 7/8. Here, the bottoms are both 9, so we just leave that 9, and then 8 plus 1 is 9, and 9 over 9 is 1, because we need to simplify, we need to reduce it. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should do videos earlier in the day. Okay, and 9 over 9 is 1, just like 15 over 15, or 1 million over 1 million. It's just, okay, subtracting. So we're going to keep the bottom the same, 14. And then we're going to do 13 minus 3, which is 10. But you can't write 10 over 14. You need to have it in the most reduced form. And so if we reduce both of them by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we get 5. All right, unlike denominators, the bottom has to be the same. Okay? Hang on, guys. Okay. So if we're going to do 1/10 and 3/8, there's two ways to do this. The first way is just to multiply 10 times 8, and that's how we would get the common denominator of 80. So this guy we do 10 times 8, and whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So that's how we get 8 over 80. And then this guy we do 8 times 10, because you still have to be even on the fractions. And so we did the bottom by 10, we're going to do the top by 10. And so we get 30 over 80. And when we add them, keep the bottom, and then 30 plus 8 is 38. Okay, but 38 over 80 is not a reduced fraction. So you got to divide everything by 2, and you get 19 over 40. The other way to do it is you can do the least common denominator, and the least common denominator is 40. So we would do 10 times 4, and whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the top. So we would do 1 times 4, and that's how you get 4 over 40. And then if we want 40 as our denominator, we would do 8 times 5. So that's how we get 40. And then you got to do 3 times 5, and that's how you get 15. Okay, and 15 plus 4 is still 19 over 40. Think of it again, like two different friends, you and a friend are going to a third friend's house. You and your friend might go a different way to that third friend's house, but you still get there. And as long as there's no like wrecks or speeding tickets, or you don't hit anything, you don't violate any rules, you still get to that same address. Okay, so in math, there's a lot of ways, a lot of times you can do something more than one way, and you'll still get the same answer if your math is correct and you've not made any violations. Okay, subtracting. So we could do 4 times 8 is 32. Or it's really easy to do 4 times 2 to make 8. Okay, and then we would do 2 times 2 is 4. And then keep the 8 on the bottom. And then 4 minus 3 is 1, so we'd get 1/8. I don't care if you do your fraction like this or like this. Depending on the program and different things, we might. Hang on, let me deal with this cricket. Okay, well he snuck away. I'm sure I'll see him in a minute. It depends on what kind of fraction. Right, the width of a doormat is 4/5. So 4/5, and the doorway itself is 7/8. So we need to do 7/8. We need to do 7/8 minus 4/5, which is right here. And 8 times 5 is 40. So I'm going to do 8 times 5, and then we're going to do 7 times 5. That's how we get 35. We're going to do 5 times 8. That's how we get 40. And 4 times 8, so we get 32. Remember, the bottom stays, so we still get 40. And then 35 minus 32 is 3. All right, we're going to do multiplying and dividing fractions. And I'm nearly positive that this is where the other video picks up, so hang on. Okay, this is where the next video picks up. Okay, so that was adding and subtracting fractions and then fraction vocabulary. So I'll see you in just a second.